Thanks to your support, I was finally able to afford some new gear for my project, and I'm currently running a few experiments with it. As I mentioned before, I'm building a device that allows you to talk without using your actual voice. What you're looking at right now is the very first step towards making that a reality. This is called electromyography, or EMG. Basically, I'm trying to detect my muscle movements by measuring the tiny electrical signals flowing through them. And yeah, I was finally able to detect it. But for the last 2 weeks, I really had a hard time figuring out how to achieve this. So, why don't we listen to a story of a financially unstable trans girl trying her best to avoid buying a $1,000 device just for the brain computer interface sensor on it? I think I mentioned this before, but PCI development boards are incredibly expensive. The industry standard board for this kind of thing costs $1249. How the am I supposed to get that kind of money? That's my rent for like 4 months. It turns out the OpenBCI Titan board uses the ADS1299 as its analog front end. I found out the chip itself only costs $86. That was a huge surprise because it's technically the only part I need for measuring the EMG. I don't need the Bluetooth or micro SD support or any kind of that fancy stuff. I don't even need a microcontroller on the board because I can control the chip with my Arduino. Realizing this could be a huge breakthrough for my project, I spent a few days researching it. And so I started designing the poor girl's version of this board. Like, why don't I introduce the EMG device I've built so far? Okay, this is the poor girl's EMG device. What you're looking at right now costs a total of $218 to build. That's $199 for this big board and $19 for the Arduino. By the way, even though I tried my best to cut the budget, I couldn't have afforded this without my Patreon supporters. Thank you so much again. And the board you see here is the ADS1299 evaluation kit. It's basically a demo kit that Texas Instruments offers to test the electrical features of the 1299 chip. It comes with this huge motherboard, but I'm only interested with this tiny chip right here. That small chip is the ADS1299. The daughter board has a small connector that links to the chip's SPI interface, and we can utilize this to control the chip with Arduino. If I could design the circuits myself and make my own PCB, I would have saved even more money. But honestly, I'm not really confident that I can troubleshoot analog circuits effectively yet. So I decided to use this kit since it comes with a complete analog circuit design and I can study the analog side of the things later. Anyway, now I am controlling this 1299 chip with my Arduino. Let's see how it works. I put the electrodes on my arm. You can see a consistent sine wave on the screen. That's called a mains hum. Think of it like that low-pitched humming noise you sometimes hear in your earphones. And as I clench my hand, suddenly the sine wave starts to jitter. That means there is a small high-frequency signal being added to the mains hum. You might ask, why is the signal so small? Think of it like a very quiet song playing through your earphone. Even the buzzing noise is louder than the music itself. But don't worry, we can process and filter out this mains hum at the software level, and that is exactly what I need to do next. So my short-term goals right now are as follows. I'm going to figure out the software side of the things to get a cleaner EMG signal and convert this noisy data into something useful. Well, I'm thinking of using the OpenBCI GUI because it's an open source software. And I need to experiment with how detailed we can get with this EMG signal. If it's not precise enough for my goal, I might have to find the other way. And finally, addressing a popular request, I'm going to make a device that just beeps, barks, or meows. Because why not? It might be cool to meow using just my mouth movements. I hope I can achieve these goals as fast as possible, and I hope everyone watching this video enjoys the progress. So basically, this has been the devlog for the last 2 weeks, so see you next time and have a good night. Thank you.